Hello. Good morning. Um, Hope everybody's doing okay. Um, Today I wanted to make this video. Uh, we're gonna title this video. It's based off a tweet that my good friend Joy Jules tweeted a couple of weeks ago, and it's just been stuck in my head. The tweet is, and that's gonna be the title of this video, right? It is, uh, you see the world the way you are, not the way it is, right? Basically, human beings, we tend to see the world as a reflection of ourselves most times and not what the world is actually presenting to us. And when I saw this, I was like, that's very profound. Like, it's like, that's interesting because the way you've experienced your life, the experiences you've had, the friends you've kept, the family, the upbringing, religion, all of that, that's how you're going to interpret affairs. And for example, I see this a lot. Like, let's say, sometimes I meet, like, let's say, let's use the typical example of, like, I meet a young woman and amazing, intelligent, and everything, but maybe she might have a negative view of men. And I always find that fascinating because I'm like, why this negativity? Like, what? Discontent. And then what I started doing is, some of these people obviously I don't know, so I can't really do that research. But when I started asking myself more questions to the people that were close to me, I started realizing either they had a profound experience, maybe they had a father that was not quite a positive reference, or they had a mother that didn't quite speak well of a father, or they had a friend that had gone through a traumatic experience, and or they've just happened to surround themselves with that type of thing. And it's interesting, so now they form their entire worldview of, I would say, for example, men, based on that. And it's very similar to, I've met guys that maybe they think all women are gold diggers, or they think like women are evil, or stuff like that. And when you dig deep, it comes from a place where they've experienced something sometimes, but they haven't quite, dealt with that. And it's interesting because I've seen friends that have been, let's say, set up, not set up, but they've trapped or whatever, or they've had to deal with baby mama drama. They have a kid with somebody, and don't get me wrong, my friends were just equally as irresponsible. I'm not absolving them of blame, but now they're dealing with drama and the child is suffering. And like, I could have just taken that experience and form my view about the female gender based off of that. This is something that's dear to me, but I don't, because I understand that, right? Like, why am I gonna make that my experience? So it's almost like every time I'm thinking about things, I'm battling with, am I interpreting this situation based off of like who I am, my experiences, or based off of what the actual situation is? And what I realize is, it doesn't really make you sometimes it does make you a devil's advocate of sorts, but it does actually piss a lot of people, because human beings, we like to be black and white. So naturally, because I've had certain, I guess, traumatic experiences, or I've seen some things in my life from very early on, a very early age, that maybe a lot of people didn't really see. I tend to just always, when I see stuff happening, I take a step back. It's very hard for me to take a black and white stance on things, because I always want to see the nuance in every situation, because most of life is lived in the gray area. Even like what's going on with the Israel-Palestine things, everybody's so sure about their stance, and you just kind of see me just take a step back. Okay, I see. And it's interesting. It's like we tend to see the world the way we are. Like, if you are a negative person, or you're always constantly talking about negativity and stuff like that, how much of that is really who you are, not the way the world is? Oh my God, I'm gonna walk in this neighborhood, like, like I see so many things. People going out there looking for problems. They want to be victims. But how much is that is because that's just a reflection of themselves, right? And I'll be honest with you, like when, like I have a family member where they're very smart, amazing, great person, really one of the best people I've met in my life. Owe them a lot. But they're very naive in the sense that people can just come and tell them anything. Hey, I need £1,000 for this business, and they'll give them £1,000. And it keeps happening and happening and happening. And at some point, we just kind of gave up, right? But I'm not. So I started realizing, I was speaking with my cousin recently. I said, maybe this person is actually just irresponsible, because what they're doing is they're claiming to be virtuous and good. I'm just gonna trust people, and if people disappoint me, that's them. God is gonna judge them. But it's like, how much of that is just you being weak and irresponsible, that you don't want to take responsibility of your own life and your actions? You'd rather delegate to somebody else, so that when they mess up, then you can confirm and be like, I'm a good person, they're the bad person, versus, hey, I'm not gonna take that treatment. I'm gonna take ownership of my life. So how much of that is you seeing the world for what the world really is, that they could be bad people, and you kind of have to move with a little bit of a guard, versus, oh no, I'm just gonna always not, have some sort of like a filter, and if people disappoint me, that's on them. It's a very naive way to go through life. And there was a point in my life I was like that. I'll be honest with you. I like to put good out in the world, but today I pick and choose when I do my moments, because I recognize that it is bad out there. I'm lucky that I have a huge following on social media. When I started with my social media, I didn't realize that, there'll be people I didn't know or never spoken to that would just not like, or will want to stick to destroy something you have or your reputation and things like that. That was something that was very naive to. And then over time now I'm like, oh. So now, like, for example, people reach out to me randomly on social media with a following of almost 20,000 on a platform like Twitter. I kind of have to be like, who's this person? I have to move differently. What that means is some people never get answered. Some people never get responded to, unfortunately. But that's the protection in place. Is it perfect? No, it's not perfect. But who am I trying to protect here? I'm trying to protect myself, because if I'm not in my best possible situation, I cannot help people to the best of my ability. I call it enlightened self-interest. I have to be able to protect myself. All right? And some honest people that actually need help, or I can help, will suffer as a result of that. But at least the quality of people that will come out the other side, even though the quantity decreases, the quality the quality will increase. So it's just an oversimplified example, but it's like, even when I look at social media, what people type sometimes, it's a reflection of themselves. And it's like, how much is that is the way they see the world. So for example, I might go make a joke, like for example, I'm a very playful, jokey person, and I kind of take that wherever I go. I'm the guy in my friendship group, we're sitting indoors, I'll be making, some, very, I guess, inappropriate jokes here and there, like, but these are my friends, or people I consider friends, right? And that's okay. And the thing is, there's something I always tell my friends, that if whatever, that particular joke, you don't like it and everything, as my friend, you can just tell me, I don't like that, right? Or just choose not to laugh, or just not engage, because that's what I would do. I'm not gonna not find your joke funny and say, because I don't find it funny, there's a problem there. If it's a problem, I'll tell you exactly why it is. But also, if we're in a space, like a safe space, me and my friends, we could talk about stuff. People openly talk. Like when you're with your friends, I'm pretty sure some of the things you talk about or you joke about is not stuff you say in public. And I don't like this whole idea where people be like, oh no, whatever they say in private they can say in public. That's bullshit. That's a lie. I swear sometimes within my friend space, but in public I don't really swear like that. I just use the BS word, right? But this is a video. But like, Like for example, I'm not gonna use that in certain things in public. Is it is there's just I have to edit myself because that's not for everybody. So there's certain things that I would say within my friendship circle, right? Crazy shit. Because I'm able to think from my head and remove my filter and let it go because I trust that these people will give me the benefit of the doubt, right? Does that make sense? They will give me the benefit of the doubt. So the whole idea is, for example, that if I maybe do something like that in public, how much of that is the person projecting? Let's say I maybe make a joke and somebody doesn't get the joke, and they could just agree that they don't get the joke, but they decide to say their own way of looking at that particular statement or joke is the supreme way. How much of that is them interpreting the world the way they are versus what I'm actually saying, right? You can use a lot of examples. So for example, you can say a classic case, let me think about this. You can use a lot of examples. Like for example, I can say Nigerians are hardworking people. Now let's say I sit down in a room full of Nigerians, that's calm. But let's say I sit down in a room where there are Ghanaians and South Africans and Egyptians, other Africans. What if somebody say, "Oh my God, why are you generalizing Africans are hardworking people?" But I did not say other non-Nigerians are not hardworking people. So that person insisting that I am not providing nuance in that particular scenario is not giving me the benefit of the doubt. But how much of that interpretation is because that's how they choose to see the world with no nuance, or maybe they're just being an idiot. And I see this happening a lot. When you're making a point, you say something like, "Okay, men are this," or "Women are like this," or "Nigerians are like this," and then there's not one person that want to bring this anecdotal experience and be like, "But you don't," that kind of thing. And generalizations can be dangerous, but within certain bounds, we can afford to give other people the benefit of the doubt and just ask ourselves, this way I'm interpreting this, is this a reflection of myself, the way I am, or I see the world, or the way the world really is? Is this what this person is really saying? Why am I interpreting this way? And it's a constant battle. You have to keep battling, intentionally battling yourself. Because here's the thing, it's very dangerous. I would rather err on the side of caution and say, okay, let me give this person the benefit of the doubt. And I could ask that question, is this what you mean? Versus, are you trying to say this? So it's a food for thought. Today is not really an inspirational talk or anything. It's just something that's profound. It's like, how do you see the world? Be careful about how you see the world. Why are you seeing the world that specific way? Is it because of the way the world really is? Or is it because of the way you are? Food for thought. Thank you.